Osteoporosis. What is it? Osteoporosis is a gradual loss of bone density. Now, what does this mean? Loss of bone density means that the bones essentially are just not as strong as they previously were. Imagine that the inside of your bones are made up of a honeycomb structure that looks a lot like scaffolding. As bone density reduces, what happens is these scaffolding poles become reduced in number, and they also become a bit thinner, so they're much more easily broken. Now, most of the time, they don't just break for no reason. It usually requires some force, but what we tend to say about these bones is that they fracture under low force conditions. So if someone was to sustain some force to their hip or their wrist, then less of that force would be required to break the bone than it previously would be. So imagine you have a little fall, you fall onto your hand. Normally that wouldn't cause the bones to break in the wrist, but because the bones are less dense, it causes that break to happen. Now this sounds really scary, but there is quite a lot we can do to improve the situation. Before someone is diagnosed with osteoporosis or before their bone density becomes too low, doing things like impact exercises, so walking, jogging, dancing, those kind of exercises really does keep the bone density up. Other types of exercises like being in the gym, weightlifting are also really helpful. Once someone does have low bone density, there are still lots of things we can do. There are medications available that increase the bone density, but also those same exercises I just mentioned are still effective to try and bring that bone density up to more normal levels and give that bone more resilience. So what we want to do is couple the idea of giving the bones more resilience, but also making it less likely that we're going to fall over. So a combination of strengthening exercises and balance exercises have been shown to be really effective at reducing those fractures. At the end of this video, you'll find some exercises that you can do which will cover all the areas of the body and help you with your balance. Interestingly, osteoporosis is completely symptomless until someone gets a broken bone. But there are things we can do to try and pick this up earlier before those breaks happen. So people more likely to get osteoporosis have a very low body weight, their parents had osteoporosis or fractures, they tend to be smokers, or they have absorption issues such as food intolerances or conditions like ulcerative colitis or Crohn's disease. So if you think any of those apply to you, then it is worth starting these exercises early before you even go and see a doctor. Bone density does naturally drop off as we get older, so most people with osteoporosis are over the age of 75. But you can reduce your risk of that bone density lowering by starting resistance exercises immediately, and it has been shown that people that are active and do those kind of exercises, actually their bone density stays at a relatively normal level. So it isn't the fact that as you get older, your bone density definitely drops off. You can keep it up by doing these resistance exercises. So what I want to finish this video with is don't be scared of low bone density. Make sure you do something about it. Resistance exercises and balance exercises, really helpful to keep you on your feet, but also give your bones that resilience they need if you do happen to fall or sustain some force to you. Please do comment below if you have any questions about osteoporosis. Equally, if you want me to record any videos about any other conditions, then please let me know. Stick around to watch the exercises that I recorded. It's quite an efficient video, only a few exercises. It won't take you very long and it will do all of the things that we've just mentioned and more to help you sustain your bone density.